What up, everybody? We back, broadcast hoops. I'm Jamal Murphy. I got my man, the great Chris Walker, here, and of course, we're talking NBA playoffs. We in the heart of the NBA playoffs right now. We in the conference semis. All these there's no imposters left. All the teams are real. All the series look real so far, and we're gonna jump right into it. And of course, Chris, he's a big Laker fan, so we gotta talk Lakers.
Oh, really?
Wait, are they playing somebody, or is it just the Lakers? Like, all I hear
Listen,
is Lakers. Lakers. They playing a team I heard of. I think
all of a sudden we're one of the favorites, like the Warriors, to win it all, man. So all I'm
favorites.
saying is,
Really?
he made a statement against Dylan the Villain. He made a statement. We put him out the league. He called the greatest of
Wow.
all time the GOAT. He called him old, right? And he called him washed up. And next thing you know, Dylan, who's looking for a job now. So that happens, And now we're moving on. We go play the babyface assassin and Clay, right? The greatest Robin of all time. More of a Robin than Scottie Pippen, but even though Jordan didn't win one ring about Scottie, but let me not go into that because you're gonna get me going down a whole nother tangent. But again, Clay, the greatest Robin of all time. We played them, and look what happened at Golden State, where they had one of the best road records in the NBA this year. They were terrible on the road. At home, I'm sorry, they were unbelievable. And the Lake Show. The Lake Show. Now, I'm not going to talk about the Kang. The Kang was just all right. He did what he needed to do at 38. Your boy, Anthony Davis, a 30-20 game. But listen, Lil Ugly, you right? You know who Lil Ugly is? That's Dennis Schroeder. Lil Ugly had 19 because he was pedestrian at best during the Memphis series. He played decent defense on Ja Morant. And the X Factor, D-Lo, finally did a little something, something. Sometimes he's a little shaky. Even though Austin Reeves and Hachimura didn't do much. They didn't do much. That's how loaded this team is. Now, guess what's about to happen tonight?
Loaded.
Rui, I'm just saying,
Wait,
do
wait,
we
wait, 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 wait a second. You getting greedy here? You think they're gonna win two in Gold
do
State?
Rui and Austin, and dare I say the King were just okay. Even though LeBron had 22, 11, 5, and 3, we don't want to throw the stats out there. He was just okay. And he hadn't been shooting the ball well. But again, they got the dub. You don't think they can get the dub tonight? I didn't think they played particularly great. And here's the other thing I'll say before I let you jump in. What's the chance of Clay, Steph, and Jordan Poole each making 6 threes in a game?
Well, I tell you, man. I don't.
Each.
I'm not trying to bust any bubbles on this show.
Please don't.
I see your hype. I understand. It's been a couple lean years for the Lakers. I understand. You guys are back, and I'll admit you're playing even better than I thought you guys would play. I thought Memphis was better than they were. I thought they could have handled you guys, but you guys stepped up. You're not worried. You're not worried about. But first, it's 1-0. Even Iverson got a game. Remember that in the
Bro,
finals. But game one. Come on. Let's
we
let's
got
let's.
home
I'm
court
just saying.
advantage.
I don't want you to get too excited.
We
So
got home court advantage.
that's right. But you're
And
not.
guess
So
what?
you're not worried about AD's history of a good
Well, I mean,
game and an
obviously
okay game,
that's a
or
big
and
thing.
and you're not worried about the what everybody's talking about. You're not worried
Listen,
about
listen, listen.
the. Let me just
Jamal,
add. You're not worried about there's just
Jamal,
the every other day
We in
playing
bubble
thing.
mode.
You're not worried about that.
Jamal, we in bubble mode right now. Let me say it again. We in bubble
You
mode.
didn't have to travel back then. Everybody, you don't have to get on no
We,
planes.
listen, we in bubble mode. We only got to drive a fly an hour on a PJ to get up to San Francisco. We
So
in
you
bubble
straight.
mode. They was
You
doing
straight.
that
You're
in the
not. You're
flow.
not worried. Wait. So what you say? What you say? Lakers and what?
Lakers and don't see. I don't want to get tempted.
Don't go
Because
too
it's
crazy now.
about to be
Don't
Cinco
jump off the roof. Don't jump off the
tomorrow's
roof.
tomorrow's Cinco de Mayo, and you
Nah,
know
come
what
on.
that's
See, this is my problem. This is why. See,
tomorrow's Cinco de Mayo.
people, people like you are what make people think I'm a Laker hater. No, I'm just a realist. You know what I'm saying? I just talk to a lot of Laker lovers.
I
You
just
know what I'm
said
saying?
tomorrow's Cinco de Mayo. I didn't say
So
what is
I
going
had
to
I had Gold State in 6. I still got that. You know what I'm saying? I still got that. I still got Gold State in 6. The Lakers look tough, but you talk about Golden State.
It's 8 and
They,
6.
everybody's like, oh, they hit 6 threes, whatever. They only shot like 40% for the game. They didn't have a great game.
Because all they do is shoot
Clay
threes.
was 9 for 25, and don't get me wrong, I give AD a lot of credit for that because he was scaring everybody. Like you know what I'm saying. Once you get he even contests threes. You know what I'm saying? Like all the time. Like people they don't
Bro,
shoot as
they were making
comfortably.
threes.
They
Jordan
don't
Poole
shoot
was
as
making
comfortably as
threes.
they should. But yeah,
Well,
I mean, he
Jordan Poole
made some.
was trying to shoot threes sometimes and made them. Come on, man, get out of here with that.
Who?
Them lucky shots. Some of them shots went in. The
Yeah, he made a
4-point
couple. He made a
play.
couple of, and I'm not talking about that. But you gotta, you look at the game itself. Clay shot what 9 for 24, something like that. 10 for 24, so he had 25 points, decent game. But just the way he played, he saw when he sees Austin Reeves, his face was just lighting up. He was almost shooting too many threes. He was too anxious, too eager to shoot.
Hey, it's
I think
called full
he's have
court.
to calm down. But you can tell already he's not worried about that matchup. He's gonna have a better series this series than he did
So he
against
gonna hit. He
Sacramento.
gonna hit 7 threes this time. What are you gonna hit this time? Seven
He gonna
threes.
have just a better percentage.
Okay, shoot a better percentage all you want. The bottom line is, at the end of the day, Jared Vanderbilt, you got length, man, and then you got a little ugly playing Steph. He a little small to be playing Steph, but he can bother him because you saw him. You know what he did? He picked his pocket. Picked his pocket at half court and took his lunch money. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, the Lakers, Rui and Reeves and the King did not play particularly well. Now, all of a
But
sudden,
they're not supposed to.
the Kang, the Kang ain't supposed to play
I
well.
mean, we you even acknowledge he's not the 28-year-old king.
He still had 22 and 11. So
All
and
right, he'll give you that. He'll give you that.
22, 11 and 5. So
He'll give you
he's
that.
putting it in perspective.
Right,
And
he'll
he
give you that.
is, again, he's a force out there. The other thing is, if he has one of those 28, 10, and 9s,
Possible.
I mean, with a healthy AD, with Rui and that dude Austin Reaver, Austin, what they call him? Austin, what's that movie they used to be having back in the day?
Powers.
Austin Powers up.
Wait. I get. There's only so much I could take. You're not gonna make Austin Reeves into a superstar here. Okay, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
Oh, not a hold on, hold on.
He's a solid role
Solid.
player
He's better than Caruso. He's better than Caruso.
offensively. Yeah,
He's better than Caruso.
not defensively. I don't know. He's a
You just said
liability.
Clay was 9 for 24. Who was guarding him most of the time?
Oh,
You said 9 for 24. Those are
it
your
had nothing to do with Reeves' defense. It had nothing to do with Reeves' defense.
Okay,
I'm
so
sorry.
what do you have something to do with
He
then?
just took bad shots. He was just too. He was too hyped. He
Okay,
was too hyped to see Reeves. So
if
maybe in some weird way it was Reeves because he was like, I see this dude. Oh my
he,
God,
if he
I'm
was
getting up 30 shots.
if he was 18 for 24, you'd be like, he cooked Austin Reeves. He
Oh,
cooked him.
that day probably will come. That day will
Okay,
come.
so he can't get credit for him going 9 for 24? I don't get it.
No, I can't. Oh, you saw the game. It wasn't no great defense on Clay. Come on, you saw the game, man.
Dude, you just
Now
said they shot
I'll give you
40%.
Schroeder. I'll give you Schroeder. I love Schroeder's like an underrated defensive player, and you notice that he so much. And like you say, he picked Steph. He played tough last series defensively. So he's the one where you gotta how consistently will he come up on the offensive end? That's the only issue.
Man, we
And
don't
then
need
AD honestly, when AD's healthy, he's the best defensive player in the league to me.
I don't know about all that.
No, who's better?
I mean,
Don't,
you don't think
don't
there's other guys that are better?
who?
I mean, like Jaren Jackson.
Stop it. Well, we just
Jaren
saw it. We
Jackson.
just saw that matchup. We
Jaren
just
Jackson.
saw that. We
AD,
just saw.
AD was only good 2 of those 6 games. It wasn't like AD was
No,
good every
AD
game.
was good defensively every game. It was the offense he didn't give you every game.
Okay, who was guarding him? That's my point. Jaren Jackson was guarding him. It's as hard as.
Well, he ain't gonna be good. He ain't gonna be good against Golden State every game either. He ain't gonna be. He ain't gonna be good against Golden State every game either. He's probably tired. Let me that turns the discussion into something I want to ask you about. I mean, I know you're bullish on these Lakers, but it's game 2 tonight, right? So people gonna hear this today. What you think is gonna happen tonight? We know how these series usually go. One game, especially when you win on the opposing team's home court. So now I want to know, how are the Lakers going to look today? Game 2, coming off a tough game 1, where they had to play a lot of minutes and all that. Are they going to look more like the Heat, who played the Knicks tough in game 2 on the road? Or are they going to look more like the 76ers last night, who lost by 35?
Okay, so first of all, the Heat played without Jimmy Butler and still almost won.
Right. So they came to
right?
play. That's all I'm saying. They came to play.
Still almost won. So they play hard and they play together. The
Right.
76ers, on the other hand, James Harden, again, he probably was, who knows what James was doing last night. And bringing Embiid back brings, and I think what sometimes, did you see the fight? Was it Mandina? How you say his name? Mandina? The
From
one
where?
that fought Floyd Mayweather, the one that had the chops. He throws the Mexican fighter Mandina. I forget his
I
name.
can't remember.
The
I
one
don't.
that beat up the other guy that was supposed to be the next Floyd Mayweather. Oh my God, what is
Not the
his
one
name?
who had who they said had cement in his gloves. Not that guy.
Oh, he hit old boy like he had cement. Who was the little guy? Adrian Broner.
Oh
Remember he
yeah, yeah.
knocked out Adrian Broner, Mandina.
I can't remember that dude.
Whoa, Google him real quick. He destroyed Mandina because Mandina was supposed to be the next. I mean, Adrian Broner was talking trash and he was supposed to be the next. And my man hit him with one of them overhead rights. And we never heard from Mandina ever again. Okay. I mean, we never heard from Broder ever again. I'm
Right.
telling you, that's what happened to the Boston Celtics. Poor example, but that's what happened to the Boston Celtics. The Sixers, James Harden ain't played like that in years. All of a sudden, had one of those games where he was feeling good, and they couldn't stop him. And I don't know about the defensive adjustments down the stretch because the Sixers were up, and I mean the Celtics were up at the end of that game and probably should have won it. All right. Now, this game coming back, Joel Embiid becomes the MVP. It's called roster. Oh my God, my brain's frying right now. But when you put a roster together and now you're putting different guys in there with different roles, right? Now Embiid has an impact, maybe in a negative way, but at the end of the day, the C's, if they make threes, they're gonna win anyway. They didn't make threes, they took a lot of them the first game. And then down the stretch, some questionable coaching. It is what it is, right? But when you put the big fella in, you would think because he was doubled every possession last series, right? The C's don't have to play him like that.
Right.
And at the end of the day, Harden just wasn't the same Harden, man. And the other the kid, DeAndre Melton, wasn't the same Melton. It's just different when you add Embiid. It's hard to understand that. Well, think about John Morant. They play almost just as good without John Morant as they do with John Morant. But
Right.
we all know in order for them to get to where they really want to get to, it has to be with John Morant. So the question is, how do you put the roster together, right, where you can figure that out? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So again, unlike tonight with the Warriors game, where the Lakers have a legitimate chance to go up 2-0, a legitimate chance
But
to go
come on, man. You
on the
know how
road.
you've been around. You've been around this game. You played this game. You understand how this thing goes. It doesn't happen like that. They don't just walk in and take two from the from the higher seated home team. We've seen game ones be stolen. We see it all the time.
We've seen LeBron
Can't
go in and
I'm
beat him
can't
3-0, beat him
can't
straight.
can't we just speak realistically here?
Dude, if Anthony Davis, okay, let me hear you. If Anthony Davis plays the same way or even
Right. If that's
similar,
a big if.
okay, let's say he doesn't get 30 and 20,
Right.
he gets 25 and 12.
Okay.
All we need is the king to play. And it's a game.
Do you think? Do you
And
think?
take, how about
Do you
this?
think? Do you think Wiggins could play better? Do you think Draymond could play better? Do you think
Draymond is
Steph
just,
could play better? I'm just asking.
I mean, Steph played Steph at 27. I mean, he has six
Didn't
threes.
shoot well. Didn't shoot well.
Okay, but Steph made six, but that's all they take is
Yeah,
threes.
but they have games where they shoot higher percentages too.
They made 21 threes and lost.
So you're telling me that was the best Golden State could play? That's what you're telling me.
I'm telling you, they made 21 threes.
But are you telling me that's the best they could play?
Next question. If you went into that game before
Why
that
aren't you
game
answering
started,
my questions?
if you went into that game before that game started and said, yo, man, Golden State is going to make 21 threes. Steph, Clay, and Jordan Poole going to make 6 threes each. You would unequivocally say they're going to win that game.
But if you told me that the Lakers would outshoot the Warriors 47% to 41%, that the Lakers would shoot 20, that they would shoot 25 or 29 from the foul line, and Golden State would only shoot 5 or 6,
Well,
then I
Golden
might
State,
tell you something different. So it was there were different things that happened in the
I
game.
think
That's
he
all I'm
played
saying.
up. I think he played because Golden State takes the least amount of free throws in the NBA, and they take the most threes. They made 21. They just played against a far superior team
Far superior
defensively.
team.
Defensively, dude, think about it. If Golden State makes 15 threes a night,
Right.
they may get beat by 15.
Stop it. Stop it.
If they
They're
make
not.
that's
There,
18
there
points.
is 0% chance they're gonna lose by 15 tonight.
First of all, they could have lost by 15 the other night if
If
Darvin
if,
Ham, I don't
if
want to criticize D Ham,
here we go.
if you just call a timeout, bro, the 14-0 run when it was when it was a 6-0 run, call a timeout, player. You just let it go and letting it go, and you don't call a timeout. I'm like, what is going on?
Because that I can see you watching the game right now because you knew what was coming. You knew what was coming. You were like, oh my
What?
God, they're gonna take us down to the wire on this game. The game's supposed to be over.
But I'm gonna tell you, like everybody else, my mind as a coach only works two ways: W and L.
Right.
There's no A for almost. There's no W. There's no woulda, coulda, shoulda. They lost. So now tonight, we'll see what the adjustments are. I guarantee you, I'd be shocked. First of all, you can't stop Steph, man. Steph is just, I have no idea. That dude has a homing pigeon in his hand with that ball, and he makes shots. Clay as well, but Steph more than Clay. He makes shots that just seems like you're in the park by yourself and you just imagine it and you just no one's there. He plays like there's no one on the floor.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that Vanderbilt brings that like a Pat Beverly can't or a Schroeder can't. He's big.
Right.
He has size.
Right.
And he can stay with them.
And that's where I give the Lakers. That's where I respect the Lakers defensively, not just and Vanderbilt too. Like he has size and he can stay with guards, but also man, that AD factor is real. Like not like I said, he affects 3-point shooters and don't go in the lane. If he doesn't block it, you're thinking about him. You know what I'm saying? He does. The problem with if AD were healthy, it wouldn't even be a discussion. Like if he's one of the best defensive players in the league, but he's never healthy. That's the problem too, and that's another thing you have to worry about. Will he go down today? Will he go down in game 3?
Why are you putting the hex on my man?
I'm not putting the hex. I'm just saying.
Chill.
I saw a stat the other day. He's actually played 20 straight games in a row. When's the last time he's done that?
When's the last time you've been 7 feet tall and running up and down the floor with
Hey man, I'm not disparaging him. I'm just talking facts. That's all.
I'm just saying that dude, when he falls, when a tree falls, that thing it makes a lot of noise. The big fella is an active dude. And listen, when you have Ferraris, right? When you have Lambos, you just can't you can't take them to Whole Foods. You can't park them in the Whole Foods lot. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure you keep that thing in the garage even if it's in a garage, put the cover over it and keep it clean. That's AD. All right. If one little thing goes out of whack, AD ain't running the right way. We just got to make sure we keep the road clear and no rocks on the road. Because AD, every time he fall, I'm like, okay, season's over. Season's over.
All right.
So LeBron ain't as springy as he used to be.
Of course, he's 38. Of course he's not.
What about that dunk he got backwards?
No, he does. He will surprise you here and there. Like,
come on now.
I mean, first of all, he shouldn't even have done. Those dunks he had against Memphis. That's where Dylan might have helped Golden State. Dylan Brooks might have helped because he got that fire. And Bron, chill out, man. We know you can still do that, but you got to save your energy. You 38, bro. You shouldn't be able to do all that stuff you're still doing, but it could come back to haunt you. Like, just lay the ball up, son.
GOAT. That's all I gotta say.
All right,
I was in an argument with a scout. True story.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say what team he's from because he could be watching this. And we sat there and argued. He called me about one specific thing. Should have taken about 5 minutes. We ended on the phone for 50 minutes going between Jordan and LeBron. I'm like, man, leave me alone. It's not close.
Oh, it's close.
LeBron, get out of here, man.
That is okay. Yeah, I don't even believe you believe that. Like, if you're talking about career stats and all that, yeah, of course it's LeBron. But if you're talking about in their prime, who you want in a game, stop it.
So Tiger Woods is the best golfer ever, right? Because what? He won he won the most championships.
Well, but then you argue against yourself because Jordan won more championships.
Okay. But again, in a single sport, in the individual sport, that was his thing. Stats matter in basketball. The all-time leading scorer, top 5 in assists, all-time leading scorer in the playoffs, third all-time in 3-point makes the playoffs, second in triple doubles. Do you need me to keep saying more stuff?
You know why I'm disappointed? You know why I'm disappointed in you is because you're not one of these young kids who never saw Mike. You saw Mike. You saw it. You saw all this stuff that was going. He probably inspired you. You probably had his poster on your wall when they used to have posters. I know you did. I know you did.
LeBron wasn't born yet. But listen
That's all
though,
right.
LeBron probably wasn't born yet. But here's the deal though. I got a piece of trivia for it. I hit this scout with it. He couldn't believe it. Who has more defensive rebounds in NBA history? Shaq or LeBron?
I mean, since you set it up, it's probably LeBron, but it, LeBron's played a
Hold
lot
on,
of games, man. A lot of
dude,
games.
dude.
Shaq
Do
actually
you
went to
realize
college. Shaq went to college too.
Shaq went to college 2 years? So
Yeah,
here's the
more.
other deal.
That's 2 more years. That's like
Who, who
160
has
games right there.
who has made more threes in their career? Dirk Nowitzki or LeBron James?
LeBron. He was also part of the 3-point revolution.
Oh, and Dirk wasn't. And
Not
Dirk
really.
wasn't.
Not really. He
Dirk
came.
wasn't. That's
He was
all
like
Dirk did.
Dirk was old when that 3-point revolution came.
Dude, that's not true.
Yeah,
All Dirk did was shoot threes. That's
not
what he
all.
was.
He was that one-legged from the elbow. Come on, man.
Dirk didn't
Come
shoot
on.
threes.
He did, but not like that. Not like he wasn't putting up 9, 10 a game.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you another question. Who made more threes, Paul Pierce or LeBron James?
Oh, LeBron. I mean, Paul Pierce he's solid.
Listen, man, I'm trying to help you out.
Paul Pierce ain't on his level.
What?
Paul Pierce ain't on LeBron's level. Come on, man.
Paul Pierce is an NBA champion and a Hall of Famer. What are
He
you
is.
talking about?
He's on LeBron's level.
No, he's not.
Okay. So before
Anyway,
we move on to another series,
yeah,
I just want to
please.
get. So you're saying
Cinco de Mayo.
Lakers and Cinco de
Cinco
Mayo.
de Mayo.
I don't know why you just don't go sweep since you think they're gonna win tonight.
Cinco de Mayo.
I still got Golden State in 6. I got Golden State winning this
I
next
got the
game.
Lakers in 5.
Okay. All right. So we'll speak on
The
that. How about
Lakers in 5.
all right. So what
Playing
about
the Denver Nuggets and then the Lakers going to the championship. Keep going. What else you got?
all right, we got Knicks Heat 1-1.
Oh my God, man.
Knicks Heat 1-1.
Oh,
Who's in control in your opinion?
I don't like the Knicks, man. I'm just not.
See, we got a Laker fan, Knicks hater.
Oh, I just don't like the
And
Knicks.
don't you live in New York now?
Yeah, but here's the deal, though. Forget about that. They got 2 Villanova guys. They got Jalen Brunson,
And you still
and
don't
they
like
got
them?
and they got Josh Hart.
Right.
But Julius Randle always been a little fake superstar to me. I like him. I'm a Texas guy. I always cheer for the Texas guys. They got Quentin Grimes, another Texas guy. I've never liked Barrett. I just don't see. Again, the Heat. It shouldn't be the Heat. It should have been the Bucks.
Right.
And I just think the Heat are going to, flame out, man. The shoe is finally going to not fit at midnight. And then, the hard work, hard play. I just think the Knicks will win this one out. Or first of all, they got to go win. We'll see. I mean, I'm one of those guys. I like to make my picks as the series go along. I'm not sticking to nothing except the Lakers.
That's good to know, especially that with that Lakers pick.
At the Lakers in 5. But we got to see what the Knicks do in Miami.
Right. Well,
And
remember
Jimmy
too,
didn't
Miami, but Miami is not a true home court, especially against the Knicks, because half of Miami is New Yorkers.
It doesn't matter.
It does. When you look,
they're still playing on the road.
they are, but the Knicks will have at least 50% fans.
You're talking about the Jericho people that are there. So
yeah.
nobody care about
not so much. Everybody loves Miami. You take a hop, skip, and a jump, go Miami, and buy a ticket.
They had a stat, and was it Miami or was it? I want to say it was Miami that they had like 18 points, and 75 of them were from undrafted players.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's the culture.
Yeah.
And that would listen.
You got to respect
that game without Jimmy Butler. They could have.
Well, they didn't win it.
Won that game. I'm sure they lost that game.
Yeah.
They could have easily won that game, and then they got no Tyler Hero as well.
That's right.
So if they bring Jimmy Buckets back, man, down in Miami, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm not saying. Yeah, I'm not. First of all, I'm not even a Knicks fan anymore. I grew up a Knicks fan, but I'm not. I think Once Brooklyn got, I'm born and raised in Brooklyn. You can't put Brooklyn on the chest, and I got a root for it. You know what I'm saying?
They fired all their assistant coaches.
I'm not saying they're doing things the right way.
Listen, the Nets had Kyrie, Harden.
I'm rooting for the team name, man.
Yeah, Kyrie, Harden, and Durant, and you messed that up.
They messed that up, by the way.
And messed that up.
They messed that up.
And made Steve Nash.
And we're gonna get to KD. We're gonna get to KD in a minute. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right.
That's
superstar. Let me go join the circus. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, back to the Knicks. I'm not sure I think control comes down to, like you said, what happens in Miami. Can the Knicks get game 3? Can they get game 4? I think if they split Miami, which I think they will, then it comes back. I think this is a long series. either team I believe can win on the road, especially Miami because of Jimmy Butler, or just like you said, the Heat culture. Like they ain't going nowhere. Like it ain't gonna be. You can't. They won't die. You. That's one of those teams you gotta kill them. Like one of
Listen, if
those
they
big
beat Giannis,
water bug roaches. You gotta kill the shit out of them.
they
You know what
beat
I'm saying?
Giannis. I listen, man. They beat the Bucks. The Bucks were the you gotta get the Bucks were the number one seed. Although in the NBA, I don't think somebody I was watching something yesterday said they should reseed when tournaments, when the lower
I
seed.
don't like that. I don't like
You don't
that.
like reseeding?
Nah, just play it out.
Play it
Play
out
it
like
out how it went.
the NCAA tournament bracket.
Yeah, just
Bracket
play it
style.
out. Play it out.
Well, here's the deal. They beat the number one seed. Therefore, anything how can you not take the Heat? But Jimmy Butler, it's got to be with Jimmy Butler. Without Jimmy Butler, I'm going with the Knicks. With Jimmy Butler, 2 home games,
He's playing. So you
really
going with the
three
Heat?
home
So
games.
you
They
going with
really
the
got
Heat then?
3 home games. They got 3 home games before the. Let me say, yeah, two, and then
Yeah. Yeah, they got three.
game six, two
Yeah.
and four, 3 and 4 in game six.
Yep.
It could be over. That's all I'm saying. All they got to do is win at home.
Right. Yeah, and I
That's all
just
they
think
got to do.
I don't think the home court advantage is that big. It's just the team that's gonna play, that guts it out, plays harder. And like you said they didn't have Jimmy Butler. I know you're not a big Randall fan, but he did have what 26 and 8, something like that. If that's a lot of points and rebounds to be missing in game one, which they lost. So I think you gotta take that into account too, that he wasn't there when they lost the game. So
You really gonna go there with Randall? You really?
yeah, I mean, he means
Really going there?
something. I agree
You
with you. I don't think he's a superstar, but I think he means something.
Okay. All right.
All right,
Well,
we'll
Jalen
see.
Brunson didn't play well the first game.
We'll
You know
see.
that. He had 30 the second game.
I had Knicks in 6. I'm gonna go Knicks in 7 now.
You going with the
That's my
Knicks?
current opinion.
I'm saying the Heat in 7.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. I said we would get to your guy KD. So here we are. He's down.
That's
He's
your best
down
friend.
0-2. He's down 0-2. Nuggets with a commanding 2-0 lead. Jokic showing improving. Jamal Murray showed improved that game one and did come through in the fourth quarter in game two. You think? And the biggest news of the series so far, the inevitable happened. Chris Paul got hurts
Oh,
his groin.
you
They're saying
mean
he's
Cliff?
gonna. They're saying he's not. He's definitely not playing games 2 through 5, and then we'll reevaluate him. So that doesn't look good.
You mean Cliff Paul? That's what I call him. And I like Chris, but come on, man. Put your coat. Get with the Jake from State Farm, man, and just go on, give it up. And he just old. It's just old. But that goes to show you. And I don't want to go back to this. The greatness of LeBron James. He is the same age. And look what's going on. Chris Paul is a shell in name only. It's not the same. Cameron Payne got to be sitting there going like, man, come on, man. Like Steve Young or Joe Montana. Come on, man. I know he's great, but Jesus. He's just old. I mean, at some point, all those wheels start breaking down. So,
Yeah, especially when you
but,
play
but
point.
again,
Especially when you're 6'2" point guard.
oh, he ain't 6'2". But again, he's shorter than that. But again, you're supposed to have the number one player in the league. What's going on? What's going on, Mr. Durant? And Devin Booker. Come on, man.
Are,
You
are
got
you are you
Durant
que-
and Booker.
are you questioning KD's greatness?
I'm not questioning his greatness. All I'm saying is he ain't the greatest. That's number one. And at the end of the day, if they won't get swept, but if they lose this series after adding him to the team, come on, man, what are people gonna say?
I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say, as a Brooklyn Nets fan, he should have stayed in Brooklyn if he's gonna lose in the second round.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
he could have stayed in Brooklyn without Kyrie, and probably lost in the second round. Okay,
They may have
so
won the
yeah,
first
it
round. Had
looks
he
it
stayed.
looks pretty bad for KD. I don't care what the circumstances are. You forced him to trade you to Phoenix. You're hopping on another team that's supposed to be ready made, and it still doesn't happen. I mean, you don't even get to the finals. You don't even get to the conference finals. Come on, man. Nah, that's not a good look. Not at
That's
all.
your guy, man. That's your guy in the BK. And they, again, I just said they fired the whole staff in Brooklyn. That's a debacle. But I like Monty Williams. But if they lose this series with Durant, Chris Paul's probably done. So he
Is it
won't be
is
back.
it even a question that they're going to lose? You think they have a chance to even win this series anymore without Paul?
Listen, it will Durant's reputation would take such a hit. No Chris Paul. It will take a hit because at the end of the day, he's ring chasing and he's sensitive. And unlike LeBron, LeBron is the show when he leaves, when he comes, and he leaves. Kevin Durant comes to join the party. LeBron brings the party. It's a different mentality. And so now that he comes there with Booker, and Booker is cooking, and Durant's cooking too. He's almost averaging 30.
Yeah, he's doing his
Not
thing,
enough to
but
win though. Doesn't impact winning. That's what it comes down to, man. Does it impact winning though? So I
yeah, we'll
like
see. I
I like
mean,
Durant. He's talented, but
yeah, and Durant, Durant's getting up there too. He's not that he's not capable of doing the athletic things that he used to be able to do. He's still. I'm not saying he's washed or
yeah,
anything, but I'm
he's
just saying he can't. He's. I don't think he can just carry a team like he may have used to been able to do on the offensive side of the ball.
when do you ever carry a team? I'm just curious. Let me speak to the mic.
Oklahoma City, you know what
They
I'm
never
saying?
won anything. When do you ever carry a team when they won?
When he
Okay,
was
thank you very
MVP,
much.
Oklahoma. I mean, he carried them as
Yeah,
far as
when
they
did
could get.
that
You know,
won?
as far as they could get. And I mean, he said you can't beat him, join him. You mad? You mad at that?
Hey, listen. All I say is all that chirping. Look, okay. Think about it this way: who's on the Nuggets? Who are the guards? You got Jamal Murray, who's been on
Right,
fire.
right. They got a lot of pieces, man.
You got Mike Porter
Right,
Jr.
very good.
You got you got Jokic.
Yeah,
Then you got oh my god, I forget his
they got
name.
Gordon. You got Aaron
Gordon,
Gordon.
number 50 Gordon, right?
Hmm.
And then you got Brown. Come on, bro. Like look at the bench. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Really? They got DeAndre Ayton, they got KD, and they got freaking Devin Booker, man. Come on, man. You got to be kidding me. And listen, really, you gave up Cam Johnson and you gave up the kid from Nova.
Yeah, yeah. Bridges, who's
Bridges,
even
what's up,
better than I
Bridges?
thought he was.
So you gave those two guys up that were stars,
Well,
right? They were stars. They
sort
were
of
stars. I mean, stars.
potential stars.
I mean, behind Chris Paul and those other guys, and now I'm looking at these guys like, man, what would they let them dudes go for? To finish in the second round?
Yeah, but I mean, Denver, they do have a squad. Like like you said, they got so many of those good to very good players. Like Murray, very solid. Aaron Gordon Porter can shoot his ass off. I mean, you can't give him any kind of shot. You got dudes on the bench like Bruce Brown, very solid. We saw what he was in Brooklyn. Jeff Green can still play.
Uncle Jeff?
Uncle
The
Jeff
dude
can
is named
still play,
Uncle
man.
Jeff.
He can still play.
Oh my God, bro.
He
You killing
can't.
me. Bro, you killing me right now. They should not be down 2-0. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, they have no bench. Like you said it. They got no bench. They basically got four guys. Period.
Oh, you got Durant.
So okay.
You got Aiden.
So you expect them to still at least
Nah,
make this real
they're gonna get
competitive.
Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo. Down in 5. They'll win one game. It's a wrap.
All right. We will move on to we touched on this a little bit. Boston 76ers. We saw Boston sneak back into this series. It's tied at 1. More than sneak, they just bombarded their way back into this series, blew out Philly with Embiid. Embiid didn't look the same, obviously. He got this huge brace on his knee. That's gotta affect him. What do you see the rest of this series?
Listen, Tatum had 7 last night, which blew me away. And
Yep.
there were very people that were a lot of critical because Jaylen Brown started off like 5 or 7 in the first quarter and only took 2 shots or 3 shots the rest of the game, and they lost. But they didn't lose because of that. They lost because they didn't play any defense, right? And they couldn't make a
Right.
shot.
And they didn't come to play. They didn't come to play.
Well, they should have. I mean, they still should not have lost that game,
I
right?
guess.
But
Yeah.
again, now the series is even going back to Miami. The question is, where's Jason Tatum? Like, Tatum.
They didn't need him though. It
I
ain't like,
understand that.
I ain't worried about Tatum. You worried about Tatum?
He had 7 points.
That's all right. And they won by 30.
Okay,
And he
again,
did. And remember, first of all, let me just tell you, I had uh Jaylen Brown. I bet that he would have over 25 and a half points last night. He had 25. I lost the bet because this dude didn't play from the mid-third quarter. Okay, mid-third quarter, they took him out. It was a blow. He had to play, so I lost the bet because of that. Okay,
That's what you get.
you're right. That's what I get. But that's for Tatum too. I mean, he didn't even have to play, so you can't just put the 7 points on him. He would have
And the
scored more
game
than
was
that.
still tight. It wasn't like he didn't have to play. The game was tight.
Third quarter, they were up 20 plus. They didn't play.
I'm saying it didn't start up 30 plus, but
No,
it
no,
was
no.
up 30 in the
No,
second quarter.
yeah, he didn't have a good first half. He got in foul trouble. He was complaining with the refs here, but I ain't worried about Tatum. Like he gonna hit some shots. Like I don't. I
I'm
worry
worried
about
about
him. I
it.
worry about him like last year. Like when we get to the if they make it to the finals and whoever they got to play, will he come? Will he be able to get that monkey off his back? I worry about him like that, but not now. We
As
saw
long
him.
as
We
that,
saw him go last year. We saw him go to Milwaukee and drop 40 something. He ain't worried about these little
as
conference
long as that,
semifinals.
as long as that monkey ain't got number 23 and a king on his head, and a crown on his head, that monkey gonna stay on his back. He can get that monkey up, but if that thing got 23 and it's in gold and purple with a crown on it, it's a problem.
I think he worried about Golden State, man. I hate to tell you. I think he's worried about Golden State.
Cinco de Mayo. That's all I
Mm,
gotta say. They're gonna be
mm.
gone in 5.
I tell you, man, these
They're
Laker
gonna be gone
fans,
in 5, bro.
these Laker fans, man, there's something about y'all. Something
I'm a
about y'all.
Cowboy fan too, by the way. I cheer for all the winners,
Oh man, see, there you
And
go.
I'm a
There
Yankee
you go.
fan. I'm a
Now it makes
Yankee,
sense. Now
Lakers, Cowboy.
and a Yankee fan. That makes sense. That makes
I mean,
sense.
I like winners. What you want me to tell you? At least I'm honest. I like winners.
Yeah,
They don't
yeah.
always win,
They
but
don't always
I'll
win.
tell you
That's the
this.
problem.
I'll tell you this. Boston. I mean, this
Oh
is a big
God, here
test
we
for Joe
go.
Mazzulla. Trying to get out of this series because I mean the Sixers are tough. The Sixers could win both
Are
games.
they? Are they tough though?
Hey man, they got some dudes. I'm telling you right now, they got some dudes that
Oh
can
yeah.
play. Man, I saw Daniel House in the game. I almost passed out. I didn't even know he was still in the NBA. I was like, is that Daniel House? I thought he got in bubble trouble and he was done.
Yeah. No, I think Boston is in control here. They've had to me Boston, at least in the East. They when they have to show up, they show up. I mean, even last night's game, they come in and they're like, okay, we're gonna take this game seriously, and they end up winning by 30. Like, come on, if you're Philly, you can't let that happen. You got to at least keep it somewhat
They got the
competitive.
split, bro. Like, bro, man, they got the split. That's
It
all.
don't matter. Yeah, but okay. So let's see if he's talking that, and you probably will. You probably will switch it when the Lakers get blown out tonight.
No,
You're gonna
no, no,
switch
no,
it
no,
up
no,
too.
no, 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 no. I'm staying loyal to the Lake Show, baby. I'm telling you right now. We win tonight.
Oh
Turn out
God, here
the
we go.
lights. The party is over. I'm just telling you right now. Turn the light. They ain't gonna be no Sacramento. Ain't gonna be none of that young boy stuff. We got the king. The king ain't
You
gonna
got
get
them
that.
the king with them old knees. That's what you got right there.
Getting
You know,
22, 11, and 5 with them old
that's
knees.
right. But he
Dudes
need
be
that
praying
rest.
to get that.
He need that rest though. He need that rest.
Yeah,
And he
dudes
might
be
rest tonight. I think going back to that Lakers, I think a win for y'all would be if y'all get blown out and AD and LeBron only play 20 minutes. That's probably the best case scenario for y'all.
nah. We greedy, baby. Like my man
All
said, we
right.
greedy.
All
We
right.
trying to get it all, man.
So
We
wait, so you think 76 is gonna win the series? I don't think you think that.
ooh. I, listen, they got to go back to Philadelphia, New York Knicks. I mean the Boston Celtics.
Right. I ain't worried about that.
Short trip, not a crazy lot of amount of time that you have to
Hmm.
spend on the road, and it comes down to at the end of the day, can Boston make enough threes? That's it. Can they?
And
They
what do you
can't.
think?
It's a wrap.
But do you think they can?
No. Hold on.
Really? Okay. Okay. I think they're gonna be all right. Also, even with a 100% healthy Embiid, I like Boston, but Embiid's like, what is he? I don't know what he is, but he ain't moving. There's no way he's gonna move like he should. With that sprained knee that's supposed to you take off a month usually.
Really?
So I mean, you see that? Did you see they put a close up of the knee brace he had on under the tights, under the white tights? Man, he
Mm-mm.
looked like an offensive lineman with that. Come
Are
on,
you
man.
serious, bro?
Yeah, it wasn't
I don't
pretty.
like all that. I don't
So,
like all that. But anyway, the Lake Show, we'll be getting it done. I'll
all right,
accept your apology on Monday or Tuesday.
all right.
Uh, when we're probably, let me see, this will be game 3.
You
It'll
you
probably
just
be after the bye week.
you think this is Shaq and Kobe and they're gonna go undefeated. That's how you sound.
I'd rather
they're
have
gonna
a king.
run. They're gonna run through the West now.
You can have Shaq and Kobe. I'd rather have a king. Like,
Wow,
I'd rather
wow,
have a king.
wow.
I'd
Then prime
rather,
Shaq
I'd
and Kobe.
rather, no, no, no,
Ouch.
no. Rather
38. You rather have 38-year-old Kang than prime Shaq and Kobe. You know, LeBron now he turned him, and I give him credit for this. It's amazing he's able to do this at 38 years old. He turned himself into Karl Malone, prime Karl Malone. That's what he is now. He's
You know,
prime
why does it
Carmelo right
always
now.
seem like you hating a little bit? You know what I'm saying? Like, why does it always seem like you make a little comment and you
but
act like you hating on Breezy? I mean,
but Carmelo is like, isn't Carmelo like a top 3 all-time scorer? Like that's not a diss.
I mean, you
For
know,
and for that to be your, that's what you turn into at 38. That's a compliment. That's a hell of a
would you
compliment.
turn into the most playoff series won ever in the history of the NBA or most points scored? I
Hey
mean, I
man,
don't know what you're talking about.
time
No,
gets us all, man. Time gets us all. You
somebody
know,
needs to find time for him because they have not found a way to curtail what this man is doing.
oh, he's still great. He's still great. No one's arguing it. No one's arguing, but he's not the same. That's all I'm saying. He's not the same. That's
You,
all.
just, you can't help yourself.
That's
You can't help
I'm
yourself.
just come on. I mean, come on. He's still great. Fine. I'll just leave it at that. He's still great.
Leave it at that.
We talked about Embiid before we get out of here. You cool with Embiid as MVP?
Yeah, definitely. Led the league in scoring. Team had a good record. Tied the Joker winning and not winning the playoffs. I'm sorry.
I agree. I agree
It
with
is
all
what
that.
it is. If Joker wants to get my vote again, he got to win the playoffs. Good player, not great. I shouldn't say not great. Good player,
Great,
great
great player,
instincts.
but not
Don't
three
move the needle.
three straight MVP worthy. Nah,
Heck no.
he's
God.
not. He's not. I don't know if you even agree with that, but I don't. I don't. He's not even. He's not Larry Bird.
No.
Even
He's tall. He's good, though.
he's
But he
great. He's
can't
great.
shoot.
He's
He's
great.
a great player, but I mean, Larry Bird, he 3 times straight MVP, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah. All
You
right.
know.
We out of here. We
Yeah, man.
let's as
Use some
as
knowledge again today, man.
I
The
I
late
implore
show. Cinco
I
de Mayo.
I implore the audience to pray for my man Chris Walker here, that the Lakers can somehow get it done for him. His expectations seem a bit high, but hopefully maybe he could just see the future like that. Maybe he's right. We'll see. We'll see next
Listen,
week.
run.
We out of here. Thanks for watching Broadcast Hoops. Jamal Murphy, Chris Walker. We'll see you next
Peace.
week. Peace.